Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Dylan, and I'm back with my Star Wars Rise of Skywalker spoiler review. Now, I don't know if I should have done no regular review, because with non-spoilers, like, there just ain't really much to talk about. So I'm just about to hit the spoiler review. So if you want to watch it, be warned, spoilers ahead. Um, man, this story, it jumps right in. And I'd say, man, off top, it was good. It was good, but I still got. I've only seen it once. I saw it Friday night. Now it's what, Saturday, late Saturday night. I'm recording this, and I didn't keep high hopes, and I didn't keep high hopes for a reason. It was not bad. It was way better than The Last Jedi, no doubt. I still think I might like The Force Awakens better though. But this was a darker take, I feel like, than any Star Wars movie we've ever had. I guess maybe Rogue One is up there with the dark take, but this one, man, it's just as soon as it started, I'm like, wow, like they're really going for it, like it jumps right in to the Palpatine shit. Of course we get the credits in the beginning, and I'm like, it starts out, the ending is like, the ending of the credits is like Kylo is chasing down anybody that has power, that is like kind of threatening to him. Anybody with a significant amount of power, he's tracking them down and he's taking them out. And at this point, he's found this cube, it's which you find out is called like a Sith finder, and he's looking for Palpatine, and he quickly finds him like right in the beginning. And dude, they go through like these it felt like black lights. I need to see this movie again. It's a pretty big movie, but like for like the scale, maybe Endgame has just, like, these Marvel movies might have just ruined me for everything, cuz Endgame is like A plus plus. Star Wars, I give it like a B minus. B minus. I give me a couple more chances to watch it, but this is just I've had a day to sit with these thoughts, and it's good. It's good. I just wish we got more out of it. I wish we got more. I'm gonna have to see how it is on the repeat, because when Last Jedi came out, there was still, like, I knew about the cringeworthy scenes with Leia and shit. Like, I hated that shit, but I kind of put it past me, and I enjoyed The Last Jedi. But after I try to watch it like 2, 3, 4 times, I can't. It's hard for me to rewatch that one, man. It is just hard. I've watched it a few times. I've watched it a handful of times, and after those handful of times, it just got so cringeworthy for me. The internet don't help when they're showing every little fuck up that they did in that movie. It's definitely not like a horrible movie. It just has some cringeworthy moments that could have done. It could have been a lot better of a movie if they take some of those cringeworthy moments out. But just, it's the worst Star Wars movie in my opinion. It's still not a bad movie though. It's not horrible. It's not as bad as most people go and say. It's just not a good movie. You know what I mean? It's like in the middle of bad movie and good movie. But we start off with Palpatine, and he's got these black lights like flickering around him. Motherfucker's got white eyes and shit. Doesn't even have like pupils or anything. Almost like he's, I don't know what, man. Like, he's straight back from the dead, like, and it looks it too. Like, his hands were like all deformed and like cut up, and a couple of his fingers were like nubbed off. And dude, they were just talk about, like, you think your grandma's hands are nasty, or your great grandpa's hands look like all creepy. Like, dude, this motherfucker had oh my god, his hands were like epitome, dude. Like, ugh. Like, oh, dude. And then we cut to like what Rey has been training all this time, and then I know there's Poe and Finn, and they're kind of been teaming up together, and they're kind of mad that Rey hasn't been around to help them on missions because she's just always training. And it's like, man, we holding the big guns in the back for when we really need them. Like, but I can understand what Poe was saying, because she was the best, and she's not also just a great fighter, she's a great pilot as well. And there was just, man, there were some things that like should have hit me hard in this, and it just didn't. I didn't get much sleep before the movie. I ended up seeing it like early in the day, and I don't know if it was the screen, but my eyes were kind of messing with me a little bit. But I think that was because I was also so tired. But it, you know what I'm saying? Usually, man, I would just still like one of the scenes in that got me, but the other ones that should have just did nothing for me. Like, I just felt like the heart was missing in this movie. It's a good movie. It was just missing the heart. Like, I don't know, man. It's so weird. We never get the OG trilogy coming together in this series. Like, I wanted to see Luke, Leia, and Han together. Keywords together, not spread apart across all these movies. Like, no, like, I just didn't want that, man. It's just a huge fucking missed opportunity. Like, and now Leia's it's gonna kill me. What her name is? The girl who plays Leia, she's gone. So you're never getting that. Han Solo's dead. You're never getting it. Like, Luke is dead now. Like, it's done, dude. Like, and it's just such a fucking huge missed opportunity. I hear some people say that because Han Solo wanting, Harrison Ford wanting to be killed in the first movie, he didn't want to sign up for no trilogy. They had to kind of work around that and work that into the script. So in a way, man, Harrison Ford might be a reason why we got the stories that we got, because Harrison Ford just wanted to be written off in The Force Awakens. Like, it's obviously not entirely his fault, but a portion of the stories that we got could be because of Harrison Ford wanting out. And it's fucking stupid because he was even in this one for like half a second. Just half a second. But he wasn't a fucking Force ghost. So what was it? They go to this like planet that's having some big party, and we find out that Master Leia has been the one training Rey, and I'm like, Master? Like, I guess they work it in later on that you find out Luke actually trained Leia to be a Jedi, but because she saw some vision that her son would die, I think it was die maybe, and that's why she didn't continue being a Jedi. I almost want to say though that she thought that her son would go down a bad path, but that can't be it. It had to be that he was gonna die, and it's like this motherfucker died, period, and he went bad, period too. I mean, and then Kylo Ren, they still have that connection. So for a time, man, I was just wondering, like, because Kylo Ren, when he goes to kill Palpatine right in the beginning, he tracks that motherfucker down pretty quick, and Palpatine's like, I can give you everything. And he's like, why shouldn't I just kill you, dude? Like, so he teams up with him for a bit, and then the first thing that reveals you in is like, Palpatine's like, you don't know who Rey really is. And because at this point, I'm pretty sure Kylo even said, like, her parents were nobody. So and they quickly dance around that her parents chose to be nobody. Because I figured it out right when they go to this planet, and Chewie gets arrested, and they put him on a ship, and Finn's like, Rey, because they're looking for the Sith Finder, and it's on this planet, like, a clue to find the Sith Finder is on this planet. And to get to this ship or whatever, to get to the Sith Finder, or the clue to the Sith Finder, we get our tie-in to fucking Mandalorian Episode 7. So, man, if you didn't see Episode 7, I ain't tripping. Go back, watch Mandalorian Episode 7, go watch Rise of Skywalker, and then come back and hang with your boy. Like, Rey knows how to force heal. She knows how to fucking force heal. That is the only connection we get to this. So I wonder, like, who it was. Was it Jon Favreau that was like, yo, I'm doing some force healing? What's up, JJ? You want to throw that in your shit, in your bit? Who knows, man? But I'll tell you this, Mandalorian is better than Rise of Skywalker. Like, a lot better, but Mandalorian just brings me back to, like, the Return of the Jedi vibes, and, like, just that the true Skywalker saga. So as Chewie's being taken away, somehow I'll get to it in 1 second, but Finn's like, Rey, they got Chewie. So this ship is flying away, and she tries to force pull this motherfucker back down. And this is a big ass ship. Like, man, dude, these, I don't know, man. They kind of like, I don't, maybe it's just me, but I was like, man, they really upgraded everybody's powers. Like, Rey is a fucking badass, like, and her powers are like unlimited. Like, she can just heal people now, and she can just rip these big. This is a big ass ship. It wasn't just like an X-fighter pilot, or you know, like a X-wing X-wing, you know, ship, or it wasn't just an X-fighter pilot. Whatever the fuck. I'm sure I said that wrong. I'm sorry, but I get confused. There's so much fucking shit to go on all the time. And she's pulling it, and Kylo's like stalking her at this point, man. He's stalking her in her head when they're not around. Like, he wants her to take his hand so badly and join the dark side with her. And, you know, you find out that she does want to take his hand, but she just don't want Kylo Ren's hand. She wants Ben Solo's hand. And what was it? So when she's doing that, pulling it down, and Kylo's kind of fighting her to let the ship go. She exerts so much power and just is so much frustration, which I thought that was some pretty good ass hand acting and just good face acting too. Like, you could tell she was, you know, struggling. Lightning, like, just fucking blast out her shit. And to me, I'm like, that's my reveal. That's my reveal. But they continue to give you a full official reveal from Palpatine later on. But you find out, I mean, they give you the official reveal that Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter. And once I saw that electric go out, I didn't know maybe she's the granddaughter, but I knew. I was like, she is related to Palpatine. It's common sense. I mean, if you're any type of Star Wars fan, like, I've never seen anybody in the Star Wars trilogies or just period. I've never seen anybody use the lightning come out of their hands besides one guy, Palpatine. So you're just like, wow, that's a pretty good deep cut right there. Excuse me, but it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I guess her parents chose to be nobody. Her father was the Palpatine. So it's like, well, her father. What I would think is that her father bounced once, like in the prequels. Like, maybe the father was like grown up and he thought his father was a good guy. He was on, you know, the council and all that shit during the prequels. And then when everything turned to shit and he found out his father was really pulling all these strings and he was a part of the dark side, he took Rey away. But it's funny, you don't even see Rey's father speak at all. I'm pretty sure they gave all the words to the mother to talk. And, you know, I'm trying to think what happened next. So she actually thinks when that lightning strikes out of her hand, she thinks that she kills Chewie. She blows that fucking ship up to bits, man. And that was the only thing that really hit me. I'm like, y'all just got Chewie? Y'all just hit Chewie? Damn. That's how we gonna play this? Damn. Quickly, like 10 minutes later, after Rey's sulking, like, oh my god, I killed him, I'm so powerful, like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna have to go live on an island by myself like Luke Skywalker. Chewie's still alive. They pulled the switcheroo. I don't fucking know how they did it, but Chewie's still alive, so. And the thing is, Rey is only sulking for like 10 minutes, and then she ends up figuring out that Chewie's still alive too. She senses him on the ship. So she's like, he's alive, you know? And then we get, I'm trying to think, then I think they go raid this Kylo ship, and I think they go raid his ship for the Sith Finder or something. I forget. And, but they keep doing that thing like they did in Last Jedi, where even when they're not with each other, they have this connection. And that, I don't know where that comes from, because I always thought that they were going to end up being like brother and sister, or somehow that they were actually related. Like, maybe she was Luke Skywalker's fucking daughter or something. Like, I don't know, man, but it was weird that they had that connection. But I guess it's the bond. They have some strong bond together. I don't know, man. That's what Palpatine says. That their love bond or whatever towards the end was something that they've never seen for thousands of years. But we get... trying to think, man. So I'm gonna just cut to this, man. They go. I'm pretty sure Kylo. When Kylo finds out, and because he finds out that Rey is in Kylo's quarters, so because Kylo took all that power from Palpatine, he took all of these Death Star ships or whatever the fuck they were. Dude, he took a big ass army too. So Kylo Ren, and then another thing, we get a new order. It's like, I can't keep up with this shit, period. Now we got the final order. So that's or I think Palpatine's even the one who names it that, the final order. So we get the Kylo and Rey fighting for some time, and then it ends up coming out to them fighting where you seen in the trailer, we're on this big ass thing and the waves are crashing, and Leia, they cut to Leia, because Leia's not in this, like, really at all, and I'm actually glad, in a way, like, R.I.P. to her, man, because Princess Leia, she just hasn't been the Leia. Since, like, the Leia I grew up with is not the Leia. I mean, I guess she's General Leia, she's older, but this is just not the Leia that I grew up with, you know, like, in the original trilogy. It's just not her. It's just, like, it's not the heart of her. I mean, I guess it's kind of, I don't know, man. It's weird. But, so, she spoke about something like, I know what I'm going to have to do to put Kylo on the right path for my son, or something like that, man. So, as they're fighting, dude, we get some crazy-ass fight scenes. Like, dude, Rey and Kylo, like, Rey is jumping over, like, big-ass waves and shit. Like, dude, like, full-on superhero status. Like, I guess the Jedi were always like that, but man, she was jumping high as fuck, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I gotta go back and watch some of the originals again. I swear, she was just overpowered like crazy. I mean, I guess it makes sense since she ends up being a Palpatine, but I don't know, man. Like, she just a little bit too much. Even Palpatine, I think that they like turned him into like a god towards the end, like all this power, like he's Zeus or something. I don't know. But as Leia is like, you cut to like Leia, and then Kylo senses like through the Force, he senses that his mother is just like dropped onto the table and she died, and it makes him pause for a second in the middle of the fight, and Rey takes the saber, like it's somehow, I believe it was like not extended out, and she hits the button and boom, Kylo's saber goes right through his gut. And then after, I think like a second after that, then Rey gets the Force signal that Leia has passed, and she's like, no, like Kylo was just like shook, like he was just standing there, you know, like couldn't believe it, you know, mom and dad are gone now. And Rey, it was more fucked up for Rey just because that was like her mother, like that was like the mother that Rey got to choose, you know. And we think, I'm like, damn, they just took Kylo Ren out quick in this motherfucker, bro. I'm like, so I guess Palpatine is the big bad, like fully, because I wasn't sure like how they were gonna do that, like if Palpatine was just kind of gonna be like kind of sprinkled in like throughout, which he kind of is, but he's still like, he's the big bad. You find out that Palpatine has been like orchestrating it all, like he was the one, like anytime he heard Sith in it, Snoke in his head, Darth Vader in it, in Kylo's head, it was all Palpatine. So Palpatine, this motherfucker been on an island, like this creepy ass island, and it's gonna kill me the name of it too, because they said it a few times. Wherever he's been staying, he's been pulling the strings since the fucking beginning, dude. Like, this dude is crazy, man. So once you think Kylo's about to die, for some reason, Rey Force heals him. Uses the Force heal for the second time in the movie. And in a way, I guess, the way I looked at it is Kylo Ren died right there. But Ben Solo was reborn. Because she bounces on him, but before she bounces, she goes, I did want to take your hand, but not Kylo Ren's. I wanted to, or I don't even think she says that. She says, I do want to take your hand. Ben Solo's hand. So, that's like his last opportunity, basically. I'm getting like, where she's like, motherfucker, I could have just let you die. So, if you're gonna go, you need to stop this bullshit. Like, and if you really care for me, then you will, you know what I'm saying? You will be Ben Solo. You will be the man that I care about. Because there's some deeper connection. There's some, maybe we don't really see it, but Rey's seen it the whole time. She sees that Ben Solo deep down inside him. And that's a big thing that they stress in The Last Jedi. Because a lot of people say that this movie shits on Last Jedi. I don't think so. I think that, you know, they just worked around and they might have changed a couple things, but they still acknowledge shit that happened in The Last Jedi. I don't know. But some things are kind of left up to interpretation, like how did Palpatine really stay alive all these years? How, like, what was going? Was Snoke a clone? Was Snoke just created by Palpatine? Because Palpatine, I think he almost says it too. He's like, I created Snoke, you know? But in a way, it's like, I don't know if he means like that he trained Snoke, but I think that he just straight up created Snoke. It's like, man, you created an ugly ass motherfucker, man. But I think that in this comic book that I read, The Rise of Kylo Ren, that new issue, they made it, Kylo says that Master Luke, like, look what Master Luke did to you, Snoke. Oh my god, I got like the burps like crazy. But so while Rey has bounced out, Kylo Ren's kind of looking out to the ocean, and you get the Han Solo appearance, not as a Force ghost, just as a regular guy. And I don't even think it is any type of ghost. I think it's like it's kind of like it's an interpretation of Kylo's head. I don't know if he really is like a ghost. I almost think that it's just like kind of like like himself talking to him, like the interpretation of the father he remembers. And it's basically saying like, son, like, you know what to do. I forgive you. Like, just do what's right, in a way. Like, and he throws away his lightsaber, and he gets rid of all his clothes. He keeps like a sweatshirt or whatever, maybe that he was wearing underneath it. And Rey goes right. I think she goes right to find Palpatine. I'm pretty sure she goes right to find Palpatine, and he knows it. So Kylo don't have a saber at this point. But what was it? No. She goes to the island. I believe she goes to the island first because she has one saber and she goes to throw it. So I think she's like done. She's at that stage where she's like, I'm gonna just be like Skywalker and hide on the island. And as she goes to throw it, I think she burned her ship too. She even burnt her ship. She's gotten to the point where she burned her ship and she's about to throw the saber, and then Force Ghost Luke comes and catches that motherfucker. And I've been like, thank you, where have you been, Force Ghost Luke? Like, I've been fucking waiting for you the whole time. I thought he would have been like in the shadows helping Leia train him, if any, or train Rey, if anything. I guess it was just Leia training him. Like, I don't know, man. Like, just huge disappointments. Like, I wanted to see more of Force Ghost Luke. They just totally failed in this trilogy. Like, you could have used, like, I want to see Luke fucking fighting with a lightsaber. Like, I don't know, man. There's just so much more I would rather seen when it comes down to it, I guess. I don't know. So he catches the saber and he gives her a little speech on like how I was wrong. I shouldn't have just hid out on this island. And he ends up using the Force to raise out that X-wing pilot or whatever that was like in the ocean, like right in front of the island. And he makes a little goofy face, I thought, but you know, the dog got the juice, so he pulled that bitch out and he's a ghost, so that was kind of cool. So he ends up showing her that Leia was being trained as a Jedi, but because she saw that vision, she stopped and she didn't. So that Leia had herself a saber. She had herself a saber. And Luke goes and shows her where it's at, and Luke's like, you need to bring both of these sabers with you if you're to finish. He says too, it's like the same thing in the original ones, like when Obi-Wan, it's like Obi-Wan's fucking ghost or Yoda's ghost telling Luke, like, you to complete your training, you must go slay your father or your grandfather. This time it's your grandfather, but you must go slay Darth Vader, like they told him. Luke is now telling her to complete your training, you must go face Palpatine and you must kill him. And she takes both things. She takes both sabers. I know she takes both sabers, but I don't know what she said exactly to that. Like, I don't know if she was like, I don't think I can do it. I don't know if she said that. I gotta see it one more time. I mean, so she goes and tracks him down. She finds Palpatine's hideout. Damn it, it's gonna kill me, the name of that place too. And then, you know, she gets in front of Palpatine, and he starts telling her, like, I never wanted you dead. Because a big thing is that they thought Palpatine was trying to kill her. He never wanted to kill her. He wanted her to come stay with him. Creepy as fuck. Like, imagine what Rey would have turned out then. Like, god damn, like, living up in this place, she was being raised by this guy. Whoosh. She would have been evil as fuck. Like, I would have seen, like, she probably would have filed her teeth down, like, in that, when she sees that vision of herself that everyone thought she was going to go dark side, that's her, the Empress. It makes sense, too, like, with the hood and everything, and then the double saber, but the hood, once you kind of figure out she's Palpatine's granddaughter, you're like, oh, okay, that's why they're doing the hood, because this motherfucker was always hooded up. So he tells her, though, that all the Sith live inside him. Every Sith that there ever was is inside of him, and that's how, I guess that's how he's still alive after all these years, something like that. And he's like, go ahead, I want you to strike me down, so that they can all come and join you and live inside you, and that you can become Empress and rule the dark side. So what was it? She's got the saber, and she's like, oh fuck, like, I want to kill you so bad, but I don't know if I can, because I'm not about to have all these fucking Sith Lords go up in my body. Like, it's almost like that. And Kylo Ren, aka, is now Ben Solo now, comes to exactly where he knew Rey would go. He pulls up. All he's got is a blaster at this point, because he's thrown his saber away. And it's the closest you get to him looking like a Han Solo. Like, he's a similar outfit, I'd say, but he's just really wearing a sweatshirt and some pants. But he's got the blaster, and I'm like, young Solo right there with the blaster, hell yeah. And then he gets circled by the Knights of Ren, and she's got two sabers, so they still have that connection as always, where they, like, even when they're apart, they have, like, they can see each other. And somehow she senses that he's in trouble, so she takes her saber, the SkyWalker saber, the one that was Luke's, not Leia's, because Leia's is like a little bit different. It has like it had like a rose gold color to it, I felt like. They were both blue, though. They were both blue. And she puts it behind her back, and she drops it to him. Because that's another thing. You figure out that they can, like, give things to each other. Because when she was kind of, like, trying to be secretive and go through his quarters and shit, he sees, like, as they're talking, like, they knock down the mask, the Darth Vader mask, like, in the trailer. And he's like, oh, so that's where you're at. So they're able to touch. They're able to kind of hand shit to each other. So as he's about to get killed by the Knights of Ren, he ends up getting the saber, and he quickly takes them out then, because they ain't shit to him. And once he's got a saber, with only a blaster, they got a chance, but with the saber, y'all can't fuck with the dog. And he pulls up to where Rey is, standing in front of Palpatine, when Palpatine's like, his head is like, somebody said in a review that he didn't have legs, Palpatine. I didn't notice that, but I did, like, cause maybe I was just paying attention to the top half. Because I'm like, what is he attached to, man? Like, he's attached to this machine. and there's like syringes. There, some of them it look like they even got like juice in them or something, and they're like going to his mind or something. So I was like, what is that? I mean, maybe it's some type of life support or something that's just keeping him alive. But that was like weird. And like I said, man, they show this guy's hands and they look so fucking creepy, dude. Just so disgusting. And somehow, you know, even then, even before what happens, he's able to kind of push them back. Like Palpatine is still strong as hell, and he like throws Kylo back, and then they get up or something, and then because he recognizes their love bond or whatever, he's able to like access some power. He's able to like take power from them or something from the Force, and it starts to heal him. And then he's like, fuck it. He's like, you don't want to be the Empress, Rey? He's like, well, it looks like your bond is giving off some type of like cosmic energy that I haven't seen in ages, that nobody has seen. So he starts like accessing their power and like taking some of it, and it starts like healing him. Even his fingers, man, they still look disgusting as fuck, but they start like getting, like his hands start getting healed. And dude, he powers up like he's fucking Zeus, bro. Like he's a god. And he just does this huge light show. And I was like, it's a little much, I think. I don't know if he was ever, like, if he's this strong. But it was cool to see. And, you know, they got all the fights going on above. And he's, like, taking out some of the rebels' ships. You know, they got I think all those Death Stars. I don't think they're called the Death Star, because that was like the old shit. But all these big ass, you know, like dark side ships or whatever, all these fleets, and it's just not looking good for the guys up above. Like a lot of people are getting taken out, and that's one thing too. I didn't even mention Poe with the passing of General Leia. General Poe Dameron is next in line. And I think like Poe and Finn, have never been the biggest Finn fan. Maybe he just got really ruined in the second one. I didn't care for him much in the first one either, but he is funny in The Force Awakens. I hated him in the second one. Like him and that shit with that Asian chick was so fucking annoying. And when they said that the Asian girl was gonna sit back and do some paperwork or something, do some research, I was like, whew, nothing against you, honey, but thank you, because I don't need you up Finn's ass this entire time. Like, oh man, she was kind of annoying in my opinion. I'm sorry if you liked her, but that's my opinion. This is my channel, so I'm gonna speak my mind. And what was it? So they're having a big rough time, and Poe actually he co-ops Finn to be. He's like, I want you. I can't do this by myself. I need your help. So, and they were like, General, General, and they're like calling each other General to each other, which was funny. Their banter back and forth is just hilarious. Like especially that when they're playing the game with Chewie, that is just absolutely so funny. But so Kylo gets knocked back into like this like ground, like the cracked ground. He falls in. Both sabers are on the ground, and we get to the point where I'm gonna just say, like, I guess, or Palpatine's like, I don't need you no more, Rey. Like, I can kill you now or whatever. Like, you've healed me, so I'm good. Like, the true Emperor has risen from your guys' bond and the power I was just able to extort from you guys or extract or whatever. And she takes both sabers, or she gets knocked down. And then he keeps saying, he's like, that all the Sith live in me. All the Sith live inside me. You can never win. You cannot beat me. Every Sith that has ever lived is inside me. And she gets knocked back, and she's like looking up at the stars. And you start hearing every Jedi throughout all the years start speaking to her. Like, you can do this. The Force is with you. And you hear Samuel. I heard Samuel Jackson's voice. I heard Luke. I heard Leia. Don't remember if I heard Qui-Gon. I know they said that there was Ahsoka's, that you heard, I believe the trainer of the kid from Rebels. I don't know if they said the actual kid too from Rebels too. Ezra's trainer. I know they said that his voice was used. I don't know if they said Ezra's, if Ezra spoke. There's a few. Yoda, of course. Obi-Wan. They even do the old Obi-Wan too, so both Obi-Wan's voices you heard, I believe. There might have been one or two more. You know, it's a quick scene, so it's hard. Like, I pieced, a lot of people I noticed didn't really notice any of the voices besides Luke and Leia. I picked up on a few of them. And she gets up and she's like, yeah, all the Sith live inside you? Well, all the fucking Jedi are inside of me. And then he quickly goes to like hit her with some power, and she duels both sabers and puts them in like a cross mode in a way, like kind of, they look like an X, I think, and she deflects all that power to him, and it fucking takes his ass out, like it burns him away, like melts him away, like in Raiders, like Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was pretty cool, I thought. You know, especially with, you know, Han Solo being a big part of the Star Wars movies throughout the time, taking that little part. So she took his ass out too, man. Like, I think, like, I don't know if the Jedi always, like, have lived inside her. I think that they might have came together at that one point, maybe. I don't even know if then. But I think it was more like a coach to be like, the Jedi, all the Jedi, you know, all our strength and our will is inside of you. You are the last Jedi, Rey. And after she kills Palpatine, dude, you know, she's walking, taking a couple steps. You look around, she looks around, and she drops. She drops, dude. And she's dead. She is dead. And I love Rey, dude. I think Rey and Kylo are two of the best things out of this new Star Wars trilogy. And it didn't do much for me, man. Like, I gotta see it again. Sometimes when I'm by myself, sometimes in movie theaters, I don't know, man, because Endgame, man, that shit fucking hit me, bro. That shit hit me. But this, I gotta see it again. I gotta see it again. That's all I can say. Like, movies like this, I can't, it's hard to judge off one time. But I don't know the next time I'm gonna see it, how quick, so I just had to get this review out, get my thoughts out there. She drops and her eyes are wide open. And Ben Solo crawls out of that hole that he fell into, and he sees her laying there dead. And, you know, he holds her. He, I believe he teared up. He holds her, and you can tell, like, he's like, no, like, this isn't right. This isn't how it's supposed to be. He doesn't really say, I don't think he really says anything, though. And, you know, he holds her in his arms, and he closes his eyes, and he puts his hand on her stomach. And you figure what he's about to do, you know. He does, you know, we've seen it two times at least in the movie so far. He's going to try to access the Force healing, because at this point he knows about it, because Rey has healed him because of it. And he does. He brings her back. And she looks at him, and he looks at her, and they kiss. And we get that, at first you're not even sure. It's like, is it going to finally happen? They kiss, man, and we finally get what we've been waiting, you know, 3 movies for. We get Ben Solo back as a good guy. You know, I still don't think he has redeemed himself, but most people might say he has at this point. They kiss one time, and he drops back. And it looks like he had to give his life force for her. And that, I could say maybe that gets him his redemption. But he killed a lot of fucking people when he went dark side, man. He killed a lot of people. I want to forgive him, but it's hard for me too. I love him so much that I probably would just forgive him. Like, I would let it all go if they could have got to do like a duo between them. If we could have got a Reylo in future sequels. But it looks like Rey is the full front if we ever do anything future. So, man, he dies, man. And I almost wanted to see Rey and Kylo. Like, it would have made sense to me, like how she kind of just takes the SkyWalker name at the end, and when she sees them, and because I was like, she ain't about to say, I knew it was coming, I knew it. Like, so many of these things, it was just, you knew it was coming. It was kind of predictable in a way. Like, it wasn't predictable that she was about to die. When she dropped, I was like, oh, shit. But I was just like, it just didn't hit me as hard. Even when Kylo died, I don't know, shit. And then I was like, what is she gonna, they're gonna force heal each other back and forth or something? It was just kind of weird at moments. But he ends up disappearing. So she can't force heal him. And when Ben disappears, like kind of evaporates like you've seen Jedi do. So I guess in a way, he probably did fulfill his redemption and he got accepted back to the Jedi. And maybe, he gets to be a Force ghost now. We don't get to see that, but, most of the Jedi, when they would perish, they would kind of dissipate, And when he dissipated, Princess Leia, General Leia, she's kind of under a sheet at this moment. She just disappeared too. So, we get, he dies, and I would have loved to see them, like, almost get married, maybe. That would have been a little cheesy. I don't think I would have needed to see them be married, but if you would have just had them together, running the galaxy, maybe starting a new Jedi Order, and they can change some rules to where that, like, even if you can be in love, like, because remember the old rule with Anakin, one big reason why he went dark side is because he was hiding, like, who he had, like, that he had a love of his life, because Jedi aren't supposed to love people. So it looks like if Palpatine says that, like, there was some big bond that he hadn't seen for thousands of years or generations, it looks like, I mean, obviously Anakin wasn't the only Jedi to ever break that rule and fall in love with somebody. Like, especially too, I think about, like, how Anakin, you wanted to be on the council, but you was breaking rules, dog. You wanted to stay a little low key, dog. And, I would have just kind of liked to see, because she takes the name Skywalker at the end when that old lady asks her, like, after she goes to Luke Skywalker's planet. I don't know why she buries the Luke's saber and Leia's saber. I'm like, why? It looks like this planet is a fucking, like, nobody's living on here, so no one's ever gonna find these sabers. And she even says, she's like, no one's been here for a long time, like, who are you? And she's like, Rey. Rey, and then she sees Luke and Leia's Force Ghost out in the open. I knew it was coming. I'm like, she ain't saying Palpatine. No way she's that dumb to say Palpatine. And then she takes the name Skywalker. See, I thought she might have married, or you know what I'm saying, just taken the name because she was with Ben Solo. Is it? Oh, well, I guess at that point, this just hit me. He's Ben Solo. He's not Ben Skywalker. So I guess there was no way to really do that. I was thinking the whole time, I was like, it would have worked out better because she could have taken the name Skywalker, because Ben is a true Skywalker, but he doesn't even have the name Skywalker unless he's a hyphen, Ben Solo Skywalker. But we always know him as Ben Solo or Kylo Ren. So I didn't think about that. I was thinking the whole time, if they would have got together. But the thing is, Rey got to choose her family. She had it rough. She'd never really remember. She didn't even remember anything about her parents. She really doesn't know who they are. She just knows that they were in the family of Palpatine. She really didn't know anything about them. So this was the family she got to choose. This was the family that helped mold her into the Jedi and the woman that she is. And that maybe if she would have went the other route, the Palpatine route, she would have ended up going on the dark side. But because she takes the Skywalker name, because she is a part of that goodness, you know what I mean? She followed good people, and in return she became a good woman, and a good Jedi. And she never strayed and went to the dark side as much as she was tempted. Like, the girl got put through it, man. Like, Kylo Ren, man, you weak-minded for that shit. These motherfuckers it didn't take long, I'm sure, for them to hit you or get you to join the club. But Rey, man, they were trying to hit her over the head to get her to join the dark side. Palpatine, Kylo Ren, and it's like all you had was Snoke in your ear. I guess, aka probably Palpatine. But it's like, man, I don't know. And then when she buries those sabers, you see her launch a new saber that's a yellow saber too. So I'm like, damn, why is she getting rid of her sabers? She got two. Like, I wanted to see her besides doing the blood, like, you know, the defense, I wanted to see her, you know, wield both of them. I knew it wasn't gonna happen though. At least she did get to deflect the Palpatine electricity off of her with the two sabers. But she's got a new saber. She's built a new one, and it looked pretty dope too. Like it was like a matte black or something. It was pretty cool. And then to see the yellow saber, I know I've seen a yellow saber before. I just forget what it is. I remember somebody said in a review last night that I think the yellow saber means that they kind of choose their own destiny or something different. You know, each color has their own name, but there really was always just blue and red, or blue and green. You know, green was supposed to be for the master. I thought, like, once you hit, you know, Jedi master level, you would get the green saber. Blue was kind of for, you know, the Padawan stage or whatever. And then it really started, they started changing the colors once, I don't know if it's once, Samuel L. Jackson really wanted a purple saber. So they started just going at all out. You know, the red saber was always for the dark side, you know. But I gotta look that up, cause you know, I've been cool with my green and blue sabers. You know what I'm saying? And then whoever using the red, you know, you get a little complicated with it. But I'm gonna have to see exactly what that yellow means. But that's probably it for now. You know, there was no end credit scenes, no mid credit scenes. It ends with her after she buries them, and you see her with the yellow saber. It's her looking out at the two suns like Luke did in the original A New Hope. You know, so we get a lot of Easter eggs. We get a lot of throwback shit. We get a lot of what's the word for it? You know, just a lot of homage. You know. A lot of stuff to pay tribute to the old stuff. Even had her, when she got to the planet to go hide the saber, she, you know, slid down like she did in the original, in the Force Awakens. But, you know, I just wish they would have done more with the OG trilogy before it was too late, and now it's too late. So it is a bummer, but, you know, for the most part, I'd say right now it's pretty close between like Force Awakens and you know, The Rise of Skywalker. I won't give my like rating, but still The Last Jedi is the worst. And, you know, I still like this. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It could go up, it could go down. We'll see, because I will be watching this a few more times. I did enjoy it though. It was a lot of fun. It just was missing some parts that I felt like should have hit me hard. Like, you know, where I seen some people saying, they're like, man, I was crying like half the second half of the movie. Man, I hope when I rewatch it, I'll be too, because I want it to hit me like that. I want this shit to really hit me and me be excited, because I've been watching this and loving this stuff since I was a kid. Like, I might have even been watching Star Wars before I got into Batman and stuff. Like, Batman was my first like thing, Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men and stuff, but I think I was watching Star Wars first, man, because I had the original like VHS box set. So you know, Star Wars has always had a special place in my heart, and it always will, and I will always give everything Star Wars a shot. Like, I will always give it a shot, and I will always try my best to like it as, you know, as much as I can. But I'm also gonna keep it real about shit, and I'm gonna say what I don't like, because, you know, that's just how I am. I'm not no critic. I just sit back and enjoy the ride, and I had a fun time, and I highly recommend seeing it if you're a big Star Wars fan. If money's tight, maybe just wait and see it when it hits Netflix, because it will hit Netflix, or it will hit Disney Plus, I should say. But it was fun. It was fun, and it was still really beautiful just to see this thing wrap up, because this is like an actual ending. Like a lot of the other ones, you knew, like the prequels, that leads right into New Hope. Even Return, you know, it might feel like how some people felt with Return of the Jedi, but even Return of the Jedi, you know, there's room to be left open for sequels. I just wish that we would have got more sequels with Luke going on missions and stuff like that. Like, just a huge missed opportunity. I know George Lucas needed all that time to chill, but it's like, man, you could have been doing some stupid dope like stories with just Luke and Han and Leia. Like, that take place after Return of the Jedi. But we'll never know, because it is way too late now. But let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys thought about this. I really am interested to know what anybody else is thinking of this series, you know, or, well, this movie, or this, you know, latest trilogy, just period. Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments. I want to know what other people are thinking, you know what I'm saying? If you hated it, tell me. I don't care. Like, I just want to interact and know what other people are thinking, you know what I mean? But if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way out, hitting that sub, hitting that bell notification so you get all updates on upcoming videos, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.